Another week, and 3 more Idents take to the stage to claim that victory trophy as theirs. But who will make me impressed? That's the question. Which Ident will make me go, wow, this is awesome? Or how is this even a legal Ident on telly because it's so bad? But anyway, welcome to Great Anglia Ident Battle. But before we get straight onto the road, partners, we need to find out what happens next. In last week's What Happens Next, Mind the Puzzle question. And remember, last week, as you may remember, I showed you that clip, but I wanted you to guess the ending. I'm going to play it again, and I want you, while you're watching it, to guess the ending if you haven't already. Because very soon, I'm going to tell you what actually happens next, and the result can be pretty hilarious. So prepare for some laughs along the way.
Greater Anglia sponsors ITV Anglia Weather.
So, you got your answers ready? Well, I'll tell you, and I could show you the rest of the clip after. Well, Mr. Hare actually gets chased by the little hare and his father. Quite unexpected, but actually, it's quite creative in its own way. Well, let's get on to the show, but before we do that, here's the rest of the ident to show you I'm not telling porcupines here.
Weather.
Right, now you've seen the humour, now here comes the tension. Who's going to be here trying to outsmart themselves this week? So, ident number 1 this week will be the Winter 2024 ident. Winter and spooky combined into one. That could be quite the ticket. Ooh, what we got next? Come on. Ooh, what's this ident? Oh, the Spring 2022 ident. Well, one of them is. But please don't be 2 on 1 again. Let's mix it up so it's one of each. What's it going to be this time? Oh, finally, not 2 winters and a spring. Not 2 springs and a winter, but an autumn, winter, and a spring. The autumn 2021 ident. Wow, we've got a real competition, and finally, something to spicing up the food a bit. But anyway, who's going to take down the competition this week? Who's going to make it in the history books? Let's find out.
Anglia sponsors ITV Anglia Weather.
So what I love about this ident is how the hares just, out of the ordinary, find a UFO, even though it's not Halloween. What's good about it? It actually makes the UFO, helps the idents stand out instead of having to follow a strict, normal schedule. Or, some other lame stuff if you ask me. And also, the tension where the hare is just like, nah, I'm not gonna run away. I'm just going to stand here, accept my fate, because as soon as that light beams over me, I'm done for. I mean, even if he tries to escape, that would have been more funny, but simple is sometimes best. But this ident does have some cons that do make it a whap. For example, there's no tension. There's no where the hare, or both of them, are trying to escape. Even with that, they could try to karate chop through brick walls, and trees, and also with some action music. That would have really turned it up a notch. And also, Halloween, with alien vibes. Alien vibes do feel like Halloween, and Halloween doesn't really fit into Christmas, so for some, like me, actually feels like a good top-in, but for some it feels like, why are we putting dessert on our food? Why are we putting dessert on the main course? That's what it feels like to some. But overall, it's a really strong ident, tough to beat, but though 2 more idents still to come, who will win?
Greater Anglia sponsors ITV Anglia Weather.
I just love how one hare is just casual like, nah, we're just gonna keep the humour simple, guys. We're just gonna munch on one clover and act like nothing happened. I mean, surely there's no aura and satisfaction, but for me, it's actually quite perfecto. And the spring background, get me started on it. At least we're actually got a nice green background to fit spring. Not any signs that winter will still be here anymore, because as soon as we hit March 21st, or March 20th, whatever you say, boom, we're going into full green mode, even if it's March 1st and this ident releases. But anyway, here are my major cons. Unlike many of the idents, this one has no real entertainment. There's no, any details. There's no background. It's just grass and trees. You expect me to find this full entertainment just because there's barely any detail. I get it stands out the hairs, but for me it just feels like macaroni cheese without any ketchup on. I don't even know what I'm thinking about. And anyway, a clover eating hair is just alright. It can be fun at times, but it can get a bit repetitive when it has to air on constantly. There's nothing like short tension where they have to fight over it. Oh my goodness, that'll be the perfect tense moments. And it could even do to be continued. But nope, after 5 seconds, hair just comes in, eats it, acts like nothing happens. Overall, strong Ident, just a bit of a disaster here and there.
Greater Anglia sponsors ITV Anglia Weather.
It's crazy to think with this Ident. I love how the hare just casually sits under the tree, and with all the chaos happening, he somehow still is alive. He's somehow still alive, even after one conker hits his head, which actually perfect fits autumn. And honestly, the background detail is so awesome. The trees, the leaves, you name it, is just perfecto. I could go on all day about this, which I probably can't for at least 19 hours or so. But the cons is, that's all there is. There's nothing going off in the background, maybe like no blowy leaves. It's just conkers, which can make me go a bit bonkers because of how plain it is. And also, people might think this Ident is a bit lame as it isn't got as many bright colours. It's mainly got just certain colours of red, orange, and maybe a bit of yellow, which, unlike how it just came from a sudden hole from bright yellow, blue, and green summer to red autumn days. But honestly, this isn't a bad Ident if you ask me, but just some people might think this Ident loses some satisfaction. And now, knowing the past is behind us and the future is among us, it's time to see which of my 3 Idents take to the throne this week once again. So, at number 3, you probably guessed it. Well, I'm going to take a gamble here with the 4-leaf clover Ident. I mean, it's not a terrible Ident. It's not a complete disaster. But look on one side, it does have some downgrades. Just one eating Claire stuff, whatever you want to name it. There's no tension to it like the other 2. It just stands out kind of in a bad way, if you ask me. So, it does deserve to be at number 3, I'm afraid. But at number 2, we have the Conkers Ident. Honestly, besides that and our other Ident, which I probably obviously guessed it because it's shown up early in the video, it's got some tension, which obviously is improvement from the 3rd place one, but the tension is just Conkers. And honestly, there's nothing left for us to guess, so we can't let our imagination just run wild and guess what does actually happen next. But I mean, the hair does survive and somehow actually does bring some chin tension, which I do love. But obviously, our number 1 Ident for this week is the Winter 2024 Ident. Well, obviously, for some people, it might just look a bit plain. I get it, in some holes it does. But actually, it's kind of cool because you can imagine what happens next with that one of their hairs actually going up into an alien portal. Who knows actually what happens to the next? It lets your imagination decide what happens next. But anyway, there you go. All 3 Idents ranked, and somehow I still survived. And just a quick note before we pop off for another week, that this will be the final episode of Great Anglia Ident Battle. For now, anyway. The reason why I'm pausing it is to get on with the summer special and Block Quad's Adventures. But don't worry, we'll return with the summer showdown on June 20th. So, it's already been 5 chaotic episodes. But for now, I think it makes sense I need to take this break because doing 3 shows at once can be a bit overwhelming for me. But getting 2 main core shows done is actually a smarter move because the summer special is quite a big deal if you ask me. And Block Quad's Adventures has a key core in my heart, so it's a job worth doing now. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you enjoyed our other episodes. But just remember to not tune in for a few weeks because there won't be any new episodes for the time being until June 20th. But anyway, until then, stay hoppy and stay hairtastic. I don't know what actually my catchphrase is because I never stay with one. But let's enjoy a clip with Mr. Hair if you stay till the very end.
Anglia weather.